losing myself tonight. Losing myself, I'm losing myself tonight.
So we're doing a bit of a Saturday session, pretty much as I explained, well, in the other intro, which you'll see. We've been coming here a lot on Saturday at Nerang. It's just a different environment, gets us out of our normal feel, different equipment. We've got Aaron, we got Bre, we got Yogi Bear, Michelle's around here somewhere. We've got staff members from Ravina, we've got clients. It's just a bit of an amalgamation really, and then usually we jump in the recovery pools, which you would have seen.
I'm losing myself.
Do you need a training partner? No, you don't. It's the short answer. I've just made my bed in it. What do you reckon? Never skimp on good sheets and a good bed, I'm telling you. I'm always telling people about rest and sleep. This should be a sanctuary for, relaxation and pleasure only. So get all the technology out the room and make sure it's a good place. I highly recommend investing in good sheets. Anyway, can you tell I like lions much? So yeah, the short answer to that is you don't need a training partner, right? But can you have one? Sure. What are some of my recommendations?
I'm losing myself, I'm losing myself, I'm losing myself tonight. Losing myself, I'm losing myself tonight. With your love, with your love, I'm losing myself. With your love, with your love, I'm losing myself.
Over the years, I've trained without training partners. I'd say there's a bit of a stigma that people think that you need a training partner, and you definitely don't need one. You don't want to become reliant upon one, I think was one of my best bits of advice from a former coach. He said to me, you don't want to get reliant to the point where you always need a spot, for example, and that you always need them there for motivation. And that is a really, really good point, because there was a time where for all of my major lifts, if I didn't have someone there, I was relying on a spot, and really I wasn't actually lifting all of that weight myself. So in effect, it was just pointless. And yeah, you just end up pushing weights that you have no business pushing, and the form goes out the window, and you get this false sense of strength, security, and even progression too. You're just wasting time. Sure, it's great every now and again, you can have a friend there to spot you, or if you're going for like a 1 RM, you've got people there ready, but ultimately you want to actually be lifting the weights, and you want to be reliant on yourself. It's kind of like the whole caffeine thing as well. You don't want to rely on stimulants or sniffing salts to perform. You should be able to go, hey, all right, I've got the basics, I'm hydrated, I'm well rested, I'm well fed, and I can train, and even on a bad day I can make it happen, rather than always relying on these external factors like a training partner. What I would say is, if you do get a training partner, make sure you get someone who is of the same value or is very like-minded. There's no point in having a training partner if you're at opposite ends of the field in terms of they've got completely different goals. I mean, yeah, you could hang out, but ultimately you want to have some similarities, or mostly similarities, in your training. You don't necessarily have to even have the same training program, but your goal, if it's to get big and strong, then that should be the same, not for the other person to, you know, try and become an endurance athlete or a long distance runner to a degree. So I would say that's probably a really big thing, which sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised. Training with someone on the same level or slightly better is also really good, unless you're helping someone out, like a friend. If you're always training with someone who's on the same level or better, you're always kind of chasing that, and you can have that friendly sense of competition. Doesn't mean you have to match each other, you know, kilo for kilo and rep for rep, but there should be some matched strengths versus weaknesses. So for example, you might be really strong in pushing movements and they might be really strong in back movements. So they're chasing you for the push and you're chasing them for the pull. And you've constantly got this back and forth, but they can kind of help you. And, you know, you're still within the ballpark of your training parameters. And that's probably a really big thing when you're trying to match up with someone. Also schedules as well, you know, making sure that you can train at a similar time. If you're, again, going to train together, this way you don't want to rely on someone, because if they can't make it, then it might only be 1 or 2 days a week rather than all the time. And then someone that you can have fun with, obviously. Again, you don't want to be hanging around with someone that is boring. I mean, if you're going to spend hours every week training together, months, years, etc., you want to hang around with someone who's fun, who's like-minded. You can have a bit of banter, you can have a laugh, you know, you can share some stories with, and you know, they're going to help you, and they support you too. They're actually wanting you to succeed, and they've got your back. So excuse me, that'd be my like top tips if you're going to get a training partner. I think a lot of people rely on them way too much, and then sometimes you can end up fucking around a little bit too, to the point where maybe there's a bit too much chat. And there's definitely times of your training where you got to kind of put the hammer down and get after it, depending on what phase you're in. And then there's times with deloads, or, you know, periods where if you are a competitive athlete, that you're in an off season, so you can have a little bit more of a relaxed approach from time to time. So all things to keep in mind. But anyway, this is just me speaking out loud, just off the bat, because that's what we like to do here. Keep it real. And keep it raw. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this training montage. Something just a little bit different, a little bit random, because we went to do the Ninja Warrior course, which we'll do soon, which you'll hopefully see in a vlog if you're watching this. And excuse me, as ever, Sorry, I've just eaten. I do apologize. It's terrible. It's all the time. This can go down at too fast because I'm a greedy fucker. Yeah, if you want to see anything specifically, as ever, let me know. What has been going really well that I have got a lot of feedback on from you guys is the training videos that I've been putting up, like the tutorials on my Instagram story. So if you've not seen those, go check them out now on my Instagram. I'll put it somewhere on the screen because you can see these highlights, I believe that's what they call them now, on the top, all the time. So you don't have to necessarily be live. And if you missed it, you can just click in. So every exercise, or most exercises, I'm just breaking them down week by week. I'm doing one, couple of minutes. So it's not overcomplicated, but I'm not oversimplifying it either. Just to give you kind of the juice on how to perform these exercises a lot better. So you can get more out of your workouts and avoid the common mistakes, which I have made and many others make, so you don't have to, and you can remain injury-free and performing well. So make sure you check that out. And again, if you want anything specifically, to see anything specifically, let me know. And of course, I will make it and continue to keep delivering the good content. All right, guys, it's time for me to relax and sign off. Enjoy the rest of the vlog. There we are, another session with the crew at EMF Nerang. Very fun. And now we're getting in the cold pool, so let's get the reactions. How is it, Shell?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Get yourself in there. Come on, get yourself in. No, get your shoulders under.
No.
Whole head.
No, it goes
Good.
down in the
Let's
mix
go.
and that's all.
Come on, all the way in. Shoulders. Bre, you're next. Get yourself in there. Come on. Gotta go. Best thing is to just dunk yourself. No, the trick is just Bre, you gotta breathing. Stay in. At least a minute. Come on. At least a minute. Any last messages for the people watching?
EMF is the best facility on the Gold Coast. Make sure you check out the clubs.
And the coaches. And the random people.
You saw it here first, guys. You know the drill. See you in the next one. Stay fearless.